2 days after George Floyd's death, emotions are still running high. The surveillance video shows some of what happened before police restrained Floyd on the ground. You can see officers walking him from his car to the sidewalk and sitting him down. Police were called to this area on the evening of Memorial Day for a possible forgery.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police.
People were out yesterday late into the night in South Minneapolis. Earlier in the day, thousands demonstrated near 38th in Chicago, where 46-year-old George Floyd of St. Louis Park was taken into custody and then died. Some protesters also marched to the 3rd precinct, where it's believed the 4 officers involved in the death worked. They have since been fired. Protesters threw things at the building and at squads. They spray painted cars and broke windows. Police in riot gear used tear gas and flashbangs, while protesters threw rocks and water bottles at the police. Christian Cordero is back live at the intersection today, where people are again gathering. Hi, Christian.
John, hi. This has become a much more vocal crowd, even just in the past hour. I'm going to step aside just so you can see a little bit. This started with maybe about a third of the people that you can see right now at George Floyd's memorial, and they have since, in about an hour ago, they moved into the intersection. You can see cars are blocking off every side of the intersection right now as they are just chanting about their streets, about George Floyd being their brother, about raising awareness to the issues that, of course, they and so many people around the country, around the world care about right now. I'm going to show you one of the protesters who's actually in this crowd right behind me. She called for unity, asking repeatedly, "Aren't you tired?"
A lot of times when we look at police brutality and racism, we have to also look at it from a point of view that we need each other. So white people, I want to thank you all for being here out here today. Those that did show up, but we need each other.
Well, the message is still fueled by frustration, fear, and anger. This is a much quieter scene, 12 or so hours after the peak of the protest. Same goes for the Lake and Minnehaha intersection, where protests there turned violent at the 3rd precinct last night. You just saw some footage there. This morning, workers at Minnehaha Liquors across the street kept its doors closed as it cleaned up from looting. The emotions have since spread far beyond Minneapolis. CBS News spoke with 3 of George Floyd's family members who live in Houston.
We've been overwhelmed with the amount of support that we've seen from people out protesting, and I'm really surprised to see that, but we're happy for that. What I want to know, I appreciate them doing that, because this gives him a voice, and it brings awareness.
One thing that you can't quite get the full picture of is just how much graffiti there is here in this South Minneapolis neighborhood. I met a man just a moment ago whose job is actually to clean up Metro Transit bus stops. He says he's been doing this for 16 years. He has never seen a day quite like today. John?
Yeah, another day of protests out there. All right, thank you, Christian.